Alright, I should be live. As you can tell, I've done a little bit of, training since last stream. Uh, a lot more than I initially intended to. But, it is what it is. Anyways, I've came to... Let me pull up the map, show you where we're at. I also apologize, I'm kind of in the middle of doing a all-new setup for my streaming equipment. So I'm sorry if I sound a little off, or if things don't run entirely as smoothly as they usually do. I am redoing everything. I've got, everything but my actual computer. I've got a new capture card, I've got some new audio equipment coming in, I've got all new cable options. I am going for a big haul. So anyways, I am heading my way to the new town, and if you recall at the very start of my run with this game, I turned off the autosave so that I could backtrack if I do something that I really shouldn't. And while I was out trying to grind experience, catch some new Pokemon, of which, let me show you the box while we're waiting. Or while I'm ranting, more specifically. So I went through, and I've been catching a lot of Pokemon. Gone through, got some ones that I really like, some ones that I think I might, at some point, maybe make party specific. I did evolve the little goo boy that I thought was, like, dripping from his hands or whatever. And I really like the improvement in just the first stage, so I am hyped to see what the final stage is. We're getting to the point where it's almost impossible to avoid spoilers online, because everybody's just like, oh, I've already beaten the game like 7 times over, what the hell is anybody else waiting on? I have seen some Pokemon that I have not caught yet, and that I have not encountered yet. One of them looks like a budget Godzilla, and I don't know if that is one of the evolutionary lines of... It's this guy? I kind of hope so, because, again, what I see are very small, filtered or whatever images, so I'm not seeing them in the game, and I kind of didn't hate what I saw, so I'm really looking forward to it. Hey, save the dog! That is the goal today. I want to push through at least that portion of the story, unlock all of my mobility options, and save the dog. Primary focus being save the good boy. Hey Dem, welcome to the stream. How are things going? By the way, I did go after the last stream, and I looked up to see what the end result was of, what was it, England and... God, I don't remember who they were playing. The score didn't change a whole lot from the last update you had given me during the stream, but I did notice that because it didn't change a whole lot, that did mean England ended up winning, at least from what I could find on Google at the time. I don't know what the overall situation is with the World Cup, because again, it's not something I overly follow. Let me get on the... Okay, I guess I was already there. That was pointless. But I hope you're still enjoying the games as they're going through. Hopefully some of the teams you like rooting for are still in it. Oh, they lost to France last night. France isn't one that I hear come up a whole lot. I'd imagine they're actually pretty decent. Being that they are kind of in the epicenter of a lot of that European football fandom. But that's not a team I hear a lot of. I actually probably would have been late to the stream, but I fell asleep pretty early last night because I drank a bit of... Whoa. Richard, let me tell you the cocktail of knock your ass out. Bit of NyQuil? That's already step 1. You take a bit of melatonin? That's step 2. And then you have a comforting late night tea that you just sip soothingly, and it's the kind of tea that is supposed to mellow you out. The trifecta combo there. And if you really want to put your ass to bed, you can spike your tea with a little bit of booze. You will not wake up for 4 days. I'm speaking in hyperbole, but point is, that is a cocktail that if I find myself suffering from insomnia, and I suffer from insomnia real bad. If I am like 3 nights in and I haven't had a good night's sleep, I will throw that thing together. I will call into my work and just be like, look, I'm not going to be in tomorrow, and I'm telling you in a day in advance, I'm going to be dead to the world. Ref kind of screw us, but France are favorites. Okay, so yeah, again, I'd imagine France isn't one I hear a lot of because the people who I know who follow the sports scene maybe just aren't particularly fans of France as far as their football teams go. My cousin is a big fan of a lot of the, maybe they're like underdogs, I don't know. He's a big fan of like Brazil. Is one of the ones he follows. But you know, those outlier nations? I guess they're national teams. I think that's the way to word that. I want to sleep in my bed, not pass out on the floor, Ian. Look, that's what I'm saying. If I'm so far in and I'm already ready to collapse and my body just refuses to, I knock it the F out. Anyways, we got our boy Clive here, and he's got something for us. Ian! No, he is not Clavel. What is wrong with my character? This man is Clive, clearly. Glad to see you've got... Oh, wait. Oh, he was a Southern. He was a Southerner. I can't remember. I gotta remember that, and I've got to ease into it, because right now I'm a little hyped up on caffeine. I'll feel it out as we go. Maybe I'll get back to it. This happens every time. I am not good at voices, and I have to find a rhythm. And frankly, that means the voices are not the same between streams, so I apologize for that. Glad to see you've got my name committed to memory. Now, let's pick up our conversation from where we left off before. As I mentioned, I joined Operation Starfall to resolve a sticky situation and find out the reason behind Team Star's odd behavior. Clive, you're really acting a little too proper. What happened to your chill vibe from the last couple of times we met you? Above all, I want to know why the students in Team Star have stopped coming to school. And just like Cassiopeia, I want the team to disband for good. Well, hold on, why do they have to disband? Why can't we, like, incorporate from the inside, restructure, change, and adapt? What if Team Star stopped being, like, troublemaking misfits and became the star of the school? Why don't we help them? Since joining Operation Starfall with you, I've already had some success in opening up a dialogue with Team Star. And I think I'm starting to understand things more clearly. But I don't have enough information just yet. That's why I want to speak with students from Team Star's other squads as well. If you intend to... Oh, there he goes, taking that pose. If you intend to take another base, know that you can count on me for backup. Till then, see you around, Ian. Brazil was also one of the favorites. They got knocked out too. Oof. Alright, that's kind of rough. I'm a little hyped up on caffeine. Me, who is currently drinking Pepsi Zero Sugar, which used to be called Pepsi Max. Hold up! Pepsi Zero is Pepsi Max? I wasn't aware of that. I used to drink Pepsi Max, because it was very similar, to me, it was very similar to the RC Cola feel. And I love RC Cola. I know a lot of people hate it because it's like, oh, what the hell's wrong with you? Why are you going for the weird third option? But I loved RC Cola even more as an adult than I did as a kid, because yeah, as a kid I was a lot bigger fan of Coke. But it was the brand of cola that my father would buy. And I call it cola because Coke is its own drink route. Cola feels more like a Pepsi or an RC. And my father would buy RC a lot, and so I kind of have that weird nostalgic driven towards it thing. We still have Pepsi Max. See, I question that now. You guys also have Mars bars, and we have, what are they, Snickers or whatever? You know, parentheses, quotation marks. I'm not an English teacher. I don't care. Alright, let's get off of this music. It's getting real repetitive. Alright, so, what we have here is, this is the dark base. And I could head to the town. Alright, I'm going to take the Team Star base, but we have over here the next Titan. And I have already accidentally triggered the cutscene for this one. And I triggered it at a time that I had autosave on, so that was very unfortunate. So the phone call we get about this one isn't going to trigger when we get near it, but we can rush right over to it after tackling this one. That is a weird bug. I don't know what that reasoning for it is, but check this out. This seems to happen every time. And at one point I thought it was like reorienting to north, but we're not. We're slightly off center. I imagine it's pointing towards my goal, but I haven't, I don't know, I think it's really weird that he automatically does that when you close the map. We have Snickers and Mars, two different things. Okay, see, I have been told that Mars bars are basically just Snickers bars, because we don't have Mars over here at all. Unless you go to a specialty import shop, at which point you will be paying a fee for it. I'm trying to remember. I purchased, because it was on the discount shelf at the import shop that we have near us. I keep wanting to say Tic Tacs. They're not Tic Tacs. I think they're called Tim Tams. They're a chocolate cookie coated in chocolate with some sort of thing on the inside. Those were so amazingly awesome as a snack cookie. Oreo suck a fucking dick. I wish we had a way to get Tim Tams in America without cutting off our left arm and selling it to the government. I know that those are like a more Australian thing, but I have heard that they are over in the European region as well. If you got those, I'm crazy jealous. I will trade you all of graham crackers for that, please. Kind of like Snickers without nuts. Okay, that's interesting. They used to put Max Taste on the bottle, which is how I realized after that they had to change a name. Mountain Dew Zero Sugar is basically Mountain Dew's take on Pepsi Max. Mountain Dew Zero is not nearly... Mountain Dew is a weird drink. Mountain Dew Zero, and Diet Mountain Dew, all three taste very different. Whereas when you have like Coke and Coke Zero, they try to be pretty close. I don't know why Mountain Dew is just like, nah, fuck that. We kind of have our flavor mix, but we're gonna change it up a bit every time. Whoa, hold it, you. Up ahead's the base of operations for Team Star's Dark Crew. You may know us as the Second Squad. Yep. And we don't take too kindly to random kids sniffing around our turf. Look, I'm sorry, I'm sniffing. It's the dead of winter, my sinuses are acting up, and I'm hopped up on a lot of drugs right now. Over-the-counter drugs, mind you. I'm not taking no illegal substances. I don't advocate for that. Sorry, but if you don't turn yourself around here, amigo, we'll have to send you packing. Wait, hold up. Just going on a hunch here, but you that Ian kid? You know, that piece of work we're out to get for declaring war on Team Star? Maybe. Maybe I am, he says. Cool as a cucumber. Honestly, not always. Honesty's not always the best policy, you know. No. It absolutely is. Just sometimes you have to back up your words. You know what? Doesn't matter who you are. You're not getting through. Buzz off or get thrashed by me. What'll it be? I'm down. Sassy kids like you are the worst. That's it. Prepare to get stomped into the dirt. I do like the new taste for Coke Zero. I hated the original. I never had the original. I've only had the recent. And it was something that my brother just picked up one day and I tried. And I was sold on it. It tasted very good in my opinion. I'm hopped up in drugs. I don't know. You seem to be talking kind of fast. That's the Midwestern in me. I'm from Michigan. We talk fast and... Hold on. Yeah, okay, we're far enough in. We talk fast and pound ass. There we go. Gotta make sure I'm past the whole YouTube bot system trying to tear me down for making crass jokes. But, you know, welcome to my streams. Crass jokes are what I live off of. Man, we got nothing to fight a Murkrow. Alright, we'll swap out. Dem, I'm sending you in. You have got some options. Thunder Fang, Ice Fang, crush the bird. By the way, if you didn't notice, the numbers are a lot bigger than they were before. I think as far as my actual level goes, I'm probably entering endgame territory. So we'll see where this goes. Yeah, they're level 19. This is going to be a joke. But again, I think this is one of the first possible encounters you can have for Team Star. I love how you sometimes wait like 45 minutes and say it's not far enough for the stream, and now it takes 15 and it's fine. Look, the problem with that is, I'm an idiot and don't think to check the time, and sometimes 45 minutes feels like 5, and sometimes 15 minutes feels like 30. So, I have to actually go and look to check, and if I'm not in a position to where I can look and check at how long I've been streaming, I have to rely on the possibility that I'm an idiot, and YouTube hates that. Why did such a sassy kid have to be so strong? Look, don't knock the sass. How the heck could I lose? Well, whatever, it's your problem now. Finish up here for me, would you? Okay, thanks. Hasta la vista. Hasta la... okay. Look, she's new to the team, you know. Might have to have a little chat with her about that attitude. Well, I'm going to go into the base now and give the rest of the squad the heads up. We'll come at you full force if you set foot inside. So you might want to consider turning tail. Either way, best of luck to you, amigo. Hasta la vista. There you go. You got to say it with a little bit more sass. Ro-to-to-to-to. I see you took care of the guards. Nice work. Yeah, that's me, man who does nice work. Now, hold up in that base is Team Star's Dark Crew, the second squad. Their boss, Guacamole, pretty much runs the whole of Team Star. And he also produced that wild soundtrack of theirs himself. Yo, okay, hold up. Hold up. Do I have to fight this guy? I don't think I can handle the thrash. He's a sharp guy. Even our declaration of war won't have ruffled him in the slightest. His plan is probably to wear you down with a wave of grunts, then finish you off himself. No use trying to outthink strategic types like him. Bring him down with a head-on attack. Okay, you're telling me that in an RPG where traditionally strategy is pretty important, obviously this is Pokemon, you can throw that out the window, it's not exactly the most critically arm-wrenchingly difficult RPG, but no use for any strategy, just beat him. Just beat him into submission. It's a strategy I can get behind. Just keep on defeating as many Pokemon as you can until the big man himself shows up. Ring the bell on the gates once you're ready to kick off this phase of the operation. Time to wipe the second squad off the map. Me doesn't give a crap, I'll drop F-bombs 60 times in a minute. Look, Richard, once I know I'm in the safe zone, You know I don't give an absolute flying fuck what YouTube thinks. There's just that point that you have to play the ball so that you don't immediately get thrust into the, what was it back in the Yu-Gi-Oh world? The Shadow Realm. Alright, so we know they're going to be sending out Dark-type Pokemon. And I know that I get 3 Pokemon to lead off with. I think my best 3 is actually going to be Ash, Dem, and Richard. Oops. Got to put Richard up there, though, in the cycle. Just because you're not going to have a lot of weaknesses, and you're going to be fairly tanky against the opposition, and the raw level means we don't have to worry about anything. Shouldn't even lose a whole lot of health during all of this. Alright, ring that bell. It's time for WrestleMania. Oh no, wait, no, that's the other girl that we're going to fight later on. I think she was up near the ice area? Somewhere in that vicinity. Seems the folks behind Operation Starfool are finally making a move against our base. You know what that means, gang? Time for us to shine bright and avenge our teammates. And hey, little intruder, just so you know, if you've got the skills to defeat 30 of our Pokemon in 10 minutes, our boss might deem you worthy to meet in person. Break a leg. No, seriously. Alright, let's just head on through and proceed with the absolute murder. Alright, here we go. We got some out this way. Yeah, look at the cycles as we come through here. They're not even doing a lot of damage to us. The subscriber squad coming through wrecking house without a care in the world. Alright, where you got some more up here? There we go. Alright, the Sandile might hurt a little bit. They've got a type advantage. Yo, hold up. We got an entire team of Zoroas? Richard, my guy, get in there. Do some work. You're just like circling around them like, I don't want to fight these things. They're cute and adorable. Alright, come on. Need 8 more. Here we go. A few more up here. Get in there, Ash. A few more out this way. Possibly Dem for the end game. A couple of Bisharps, that's no problem. Big, heavy attack stats, but not a care in the world. Yo, he is way above our level. We gotta get the boss. I know I mentioned it at the start of the stream, but I've actually got some headphones on right now. I am redoing my entire streaming setup. Probably won't be fully done and finalized until the new year, but there's going to be new recording hardware, a new microphone. Hopefully it works. I'll have to check it and test it, make sure it works with my setup. Because audio equipment's really hard. Just got my new headset in. I've got a new audio layering device coming in. So I've got a lot going on. So I want to apologize if I seem a little lost and rattled. I'm getting used to some new equipment, and I'm also trying to check a million things all at once. Hopefully you guys will let me know if anything sounds absolutely terrible as we go through all of these updates over the next couple of days. Which frankly, they won't even all, like I said, they won't even all be in place until probably closer to Christmas or the New Year's. You've done a real number on us, Party Crasher. Ian, was it? I'm Guacamole. Giacomo? Giacomo? I kind of like Giacomo. I don't know what his actual pronunciation is, but that sounds pretty good. I'm Giacomo. At the deck, I go by DJ Vice. Call me whichever. It's a vibe either way. Nice to meet you and all, but how about we skip straight to your outro? Don't worry, I'll play you a sick requiem as you crash and burn. Let's get this party started. I actually got my brother's old controller he used to use for his computer for him. So I actually can have less trouble. Oh, alright, so you got a new controller for your games. I am an absolute scrub, and like 9 times out of 10, I still prefer a controller over the keyboard and mouse. Obvious exceptions, a lot of first-person shooters and things. But the controller is just so familiar and simple for my brain. Because like I said, I'm a bit of a scrub. You don't really think things through, do you? Declaring war on Team Star is a real bad move. Alright, so I've basically reduced its attack, and then it buffed its attack, putting it back at square one. What this guy doesn't realize is we came in absolutely goated on our preparation. I'm not going to terrestrialize yet, but when it comes to the final Pokemon, we're just going to tear it apart. Ash came in and he's just like, look, I don't care what you're sending out, I'm tearing it to pieces. Alright, here we go, the Revavroom. Time to up the tempo. This show ain't over yet. My guy, I love the track. Hold up. Sorry, that was a part of the song I really like. I love the track, but it doesn't matter, we're ending it real quick. I swapped from controller to M and K a few years back. Oh, mouse and keyboard. I could never go back. For a lot of high action games, first-person games, primarily first-person shooter, it is absolutely the preference as far as how to play the games. How's that for an opening track? I'll spin you a good something. But when it comes to playing a lot of RPGs, laid-back games, a lot of games that have a heavy amount of menu cycling as well, mouse and keyboard is preference for me. But because, like I've said before, I play a lot of RPGs in my off time, it's my personal favorite genre. Obviously, I've got a couple of like action games that are just absolutely peak gorgeous. Will play them any chance I get. But for a lot of the games I play, the keyboard and mouse is just a lot more... The controller option is a lot more of a simplified experience and can help streamline the process. Keyboards are only easy to use with Pokemon ROM hacks, in my opinion. They're simple enough to understand. Well, if I've only got like 3 keys to worry about, you know, WASD and like 3 inputs, it's not much of a problem. But if you've noticed in one of the recorded videos I've done, and I want to do some more of it, me and a group of friends have started playing the game Ready or Not, which is a FPS, a SWAT team simulation style game. They had a huge update recently, and they brought my P90 into it, and I am like rock hard playing the game. You know what? Fuck it. I mean that sexually. Anyways, I love the P90. It's my favorite gun. Personally. Anyways, so I have been playing through it and absolutely adoring it. That one is only keyboard and mouse, and all of the options that exist playing through that game, if you made that purely controller, you would have to remove like 2/3 of what you can do in that game just to fit everything in a controller and make it something that's remotely reasonable. You would give yourself the raw function mechanics, but you lose out on so many of the situational stuff. And when you're talking about, you know, simulating the SWAT team experience, if you aren't actually able to make use of your situational stuff when the situation arises where you need that shit, you will die. The game is not easy. I watched that. I'm sorry, but someone who only plays FPS games, I was crying at your aim. Again, Dem, I don't fault you one bit. I am not saying I'm great at the aim. I'm not saying I'm great at the game. I will say, oddly enough, as bad as my aim is in a video game, as bad as I am running through an FPS game, more often than not, I'm one of the people in our team that manages to survive. And that's because I don't just run and gun, quick reflex, pull the trigger, shoot to kill. I actually, when I go through, I can actually go through the game solo and do fairly well. You get a bunch of AI teams, and we know AI bots. You know, they are based on what the game is, and bots aren't too bad. But having the only single human player and having to cycle through and command the bots as to what they're doing, you basically take the team leader in that game. I know I'm playing Pokemon, and I'm sorry I'm talking about Ready or Not. I'm really hyped about it. It's a freaking good game. But I do find it funny that I can go through it solo and get like A's and B's on my score throughout the game. I go through with my friends, and even when we try to be serious, it's just like everything is F rank. I think the highest score we have gotten as a team is like C. Because you think I'm bad. Y'all should see what they put through. If you watch that video and you're cringing at how bad I am, realize the trigger discipline on Tyler. We hear a gunshot every 3 seconds and we're like, yo, what the fuck was that? Yeah, sorry guys, I just like fired into your riot shield accidentally. It's also worth noting that the mouse arrow doesn't move on my computer if I'm holding down certain keys, so that's where part of my bias for controller comes in. Yeah, if you run into situational problems like that, if you watch that video, nice shameless plug. Look, as far as pre-recorded stuff, I think I crammed in a lot of the best parts of that game, and I called out a lot of my faults playing it. So it's actually one of my better done pre-recorded videos. The other one that I really like doing was Stray. I still have not finished that game. I'm going through chats here, I'm sorry. I'll get to the game in a second here. You're playing a game, talking about a different game. Perfectly fine, we're all gamers here. Thank you very much for that. Anyways, I'm going to get back to Pokemon now because I've got to save a dog on this stream. And I have to do that before I have to go pick my mother up from the airport. So, I got to get to this. Well, guess that's that. Because I am a responsible young man who is pretty much carrying the entire household on my back right now. And my god, do I feel the weight. Guess that's that. What's up, Giacomo? Giacomo? Did something happen? Well, the big boss just wanted to take some stuff, and so we had a chat, settled up a few plans. A few plans? Like for what? Operation Star, first of all, and also a new code of conduct for the team. You know how tons of new members have joined up recently? Well, we figured we gotta make some team rules, like a code, so we'll all be on the same page. I just realized the DJ guy's hat looks a lot like some of the old like 90s t-shirt patterns way back in the day. I say way back in the day like I wasn't born in 1990, but you get what I'm saying. I'm an old man. And something about that pattern is reminiscent of the chaotic patterns of like the old button-up t-shirts of the day. Nice. You'll come up with great code for us, won't you, Giacomo? No thanks. Way too much pressure. I mean, yeah, I used to be president of the student council. Yo, he was president. Okay. But you know, everyone ended up hating me after that, right? Of course we know. You forced a ton of stuffy rules on everyone, and they wouldn't take it. We got some other nerd to replace you after like 5 minutes. I cannot help but concur. Male students' hair must stay no further than 1.8 inches below the nape, and so forth. Your rules were vexation made manifest. My point exactly. So you'll agree that I shouldn't be let anywhere near the new code. But you always know what's best for the team, Giacomo. You look out for us. You've earned our trust many times over. Without you, Team Star just wouldn't work. That stuck-up student council prez isn't who you are anymore, man. Code written by the Giacomo, the Giacomo... That name, the Giacomo I'm looking at now, I'd follow that any day. As would I. Okay. Thanks for the ego boost, everyone. I'll do it. I'll write up the darn code. My best friend actually recently started Let's Playing my favorite Pokemon ROM hack. I still want to do probably pre-recorded stuff just because live streams are kind of full right now. Of the ROM hack I found. It's not a ROM hack, it's its own independent thing, but you know what I'm saying. Where you get to play as a gym leader and you pick your type, and it sounds really cool. I think Arcanine's in it, so I'm already like landlocked into playing fire type, so is what it is. But I really want to put some videos out on that. And you're considering trying to do that one again, but with more voice acting, since you do that these days now. You know, I have thought about maybe trying to get with you on some collaboration stuff, but I'm questioning what we could do. But I thought about it. There's, things run through my head, and I'd love to be able to do some projects with you guys if you ever are of the mind to do things like that. I would love to be more engaging with the subscribers and the people I meet here, more so than just, oh hey, I'm sending you guys some like codes here and there for your subscription. Which, by the way, Dem, I looked into it. I was trying to get some Nintendo Point gift cards to give out to the people who follow me on Twitter, and I have found that I can't do anything for you, and I'm actually pissed about that, because anything I buy is for US accounts only, and you're over in the UK. Or the EU. I looked into this. I was trying to figure out how... I even went to Amazon to see if I could buy just a digital code for redemption on an EU account, and they won't even let me buy EU codes. There's something about the market swapping that is so absolutely garbage that I can't even buy region specific codes. If you ever want to play Overwatch, hit me up. I need to download the new Overwatch. I loved Junkrat back in the day, and it looks like they haven't done a whole lot to mess with Junkrat's system. So once I get some games down in me, might hit you up for some of that. You think you have an American account on your Switch? All right, you know what? I will look into that and send you something, and see if you're able to use it. If you can't use it, I'll just post it up blandly on Twitter, and maybe someone will find it and get a game out of it. But I'll shoot one your way. To clarify, I did do Let's Plays a few years back. I didn't know that, Richard. But I took those down. A lot of the stuff that I don't do anymore, I still leave up on the channel, because I actually think what we did was pretty decent. A lot of the animal care stuff. What I find funny is, at the time, some of the animal care videos we did, people were criticizing us because of the layout of tanks and enclosures for animals. A lot of people were saying like, "Oh, hey, you're doing more than you need to, and it's actually uncomfortable for the animals," and blah blah blah. People were very critical of that at the time. And what's funny is, as the pet care industry has grown, the thing is about a lot of exotic pets is a lot of it is so actually fairly new in the realm of animal care. that people are learning new things all the time. Things that were true 3 years ago might be like horribly wrong and terrible things to do today. And we don't know that until people put things into practice, and you just have to start with what makes sense. A lot of the things we had done that a lot of people were critics of actually came up as people have gone through the hobby and figured things out. People realized, oh, hold on, maybe you should do these certain things. I remember one specifically, we had a very exotic and rare tarantula, and people were kind of angry that we were putting a cage that gave it so many opportunities to hide itself. And what people have found is, no, you need to do that, because if the animal is constantly feeling exposed, it will feel stressed, and that stress can have negative impacts on the animal. Not only because with this specific type of tarantula, its color is so vibrant and beautiful that if it is stressed, that starts to fade and you get a less beautiful looking creature. And we decided that we would much rather our animal look healthy and look beautiful in its setup when it was willing to expose itself to people, when it was willing to come out and say, yo, I'm here, check me out. And people have found that, hold on, that actually is good for the animal's longevity, life expectancy, and quality of care. Sorry. So I kept things up like that because it is a telling moment of the time, of the era, and when we were, my brother and I, doing a lot more collaborative projects because he was around a lot more. Right now he is out like 2 or 3 counties away more often than not. So we don't get to do the kind of things like that anymore. And it's actually that very reason that we were doing gaming and the pet thing that we started our channel as the Super Rensack Brothers. Obviously a spoof on the Mario Brothers, but because we were both putting content out, that's where that all started from. And I refuse to change it because from time to time we still get together. Hell, that Ready or Not video I've referenced like twice now has him in it for a portion of it. Did the best I could. I wrote that code myself, and there's no going back on it now. My days as a boss are over. So here, take my star badge, would you? I only take down videos if I hate them in hindsight, like my Let's Plays. I kept intentionally being edgy. I went through that phase early on. There was actually a point in time around when I started doing YouTube videos that the consensus on how to grow was to intentionally be edgy, to push childish humor, and to straddle the line of chaos. And I think if you go back and look, we actually have some of those videos up still. Some of them were pretty rough, and I took those ones down. But that was because they were really, really rough and the audio was god awful. The audio is still pretty bad going back to them. Um, but I don't take things down just because of weird content. There's one video of a Let's Play of me and a bunch of friends all at the same time playing one of those goofy eroge pseudo. I don't think it was a porn game, but it was like a pseudo hentai game. Wasn't pornographic, but it straddled that line. And we were all drunk playing it as just like a group of guys together. And there's one point where, much like I am right now, where I'm just refusing to actually play the game and I'm ranting off on side topics. We had a friend that did that, who did that as often as I do during live streams, during a recording session when we all wanted to go through and get to some more funny stuff and die laughing. And we actually, all of the guys in the room took their belts off and just like strapped the guy in a single position because he couldn't even stay sitting on the sofa. And there's a part in one of the videos where he is doing his voice line strapped up by like 5 or 6 belts because his ADHD was bouncing literally off the walls. Obviously, this is a bunch of guys who were drunk, just like having a good time and having fun with it. and he certainly took his lashings back. It's not like it was a one-sided thing, but that was one of the ones that I remember to this day as just being so wild. And the audio is god awful, but I left it up because again, it is a time of what we did. It is an evolution of the process, and getting quality equipment these days is actually a lot more available to a starting budget line than what was available at the time. I actually spent more on the microphone I had then than I did on the entire audio setup I have now, and you can go back and look at it and see just how fucking bad microphones were back in the day without branching into like the $500 realm of a single piece of equipment. So, it's a great showing of just how much more uh you can get into the hobby right now. And I say it's a hobby. You really have to hustle like a madman. If you're doing a full-time job and you're doing YouTube trying to make money at YouTube, there has to be something fundamentally like different about your mental state. And I respect it, but that is why I keep the stuff up that I did. It has value in my opinion to show my channel and my content. Nah, my flatmate step out of his room as you said hentai. I don't blame him. Dem, tell him he is in the correct mindset, but also a bunch of drunk guys laughing at dumb shit is still a good time. I came here to forget to. Oh, I came here to forget that I need to write code, and the Pokemon guy talks about writing code. Oh, so you're doing some code cracking? What languages are you writing in? I won't say the word I'm referring to here, but I got called it a lot growing up, so that's why I hate the word more than most words. Uh, I am gonna say that Richard, I have had that position in my life as well, and certain things did used to bother me quite a lot, and I have come out to myself and did a lot of self care, self maintenance, mental health care, uh, a lot of work on myself to the point where the viewpoint I have now is I don't like the fact that I let words have such power over me, and I was able to make the change, and I advocate strongly that people try to do a lot of self-reflection and self take control of your life back from people who want to strip control from you and beat you down with it is the way I'll say that. And you will probably find that if you work towards that, those words start to cut less. They hurt less. And you can actually take the use of that word back and start throwing it around like this is how pointless it is to me now. Fuck off. Fuck you for thinking you can hurt me with this. I am better than this and I am better than you for it. Close to C, I'm pretty sure it's on an Arduino Uno. Man, I wanna fuck with some Arduino shit so bad. I have a lot of plans set up. I have some pet care stuff that I wanna program up and stuff, but getting stuff right now is really hard. In the states. Uh, what is it? Raspberry Pis right now. The price for those are like triple what they should be. Just because every time they come in, scalpers buy them up in mass and shove them out at an inflated price. Getting things right now is not easy. A lot of people I follow who do massive projects and try to do them on a large scale and sell them out, their prices are going up massively just because their overhead is so high right now. Getting stuff for that right now is a pain in the ass. Not gonna lie, I used to be the fat kid and was bullied a lot for it. Lost a bunch of weight, and I'll always remember the day the skinny kid called me skinny. Shit like that means a lot to people. I think people misunderstand just how much that really impacts a life. Um, I've mentioned this before. I am a conservative, and obviously that means I'm going to involve myself in certain crowds and with certain people. One of the things that I hate seeing, I hate it with a passion, and I push back every time I see it, every time I hear it, is the mentality that shaming people for their weight is a way to push them to want to lose weight. No, what is going to help people want to lose weight is bring them with you, show them a good time, and while they're being active. Don't just be like, "Yo, fatty, get out and go run a mile." No. Say, "Hey, I'm heading out for a jog. I'm at your front door. Put on some shorts, man. We're going to go have a good time. We're going to take it nice and slow." And then realize that, hey, if what I can do is not able to keep up with you, dial yourself back, show me a good time, make me want to be involved with the social aspect of the exercise group. And then, if you need to, after the fact, go out and go ham because you're looking to get your exercise too. That is a way to socially engage people, make them want to be in that sphere. Don't just be a fucking dick about it. Anyways, that's one of the things that pisses me off about a lot of the right wing culture. That look, I can throw stones all day long. As someone who used to wear, okay, this is gonna be a bad take on my part because it shows a really dark side of my history. I've mentioned before, I used to be very, very strong, like physically capable. I lifted weights regularly. I was benching 400 pounds as just like my default go-to. Late high school, early college. I think I capped at like 450 as just my workout routine weight for a bench press. Um, and then midway through college, I had other things come up, and I fell off of that. And I'm building back up to that right now. But I was always fat. There was a point in time in my life where I was wearing. Hold on. Guys, give me a brief moment here. I'm sorry that I'm so distracted and I'm staring at this beautiful picture of two handsome men, but give me a second here. All right, I'm back. Gonna sit down here. All right, Dem, I'm gonna read what you got here. I went to the gym for the first time a few years back. The staff showing me how to use things said, "Got any questions?" Other than, "Where's the where's the closest barbers?" Never went back. I've been to some gyms, and that has been my experience as well. You really need to have someone who's willing to go there with you. The thing is that a lot of the people from that position who want to advocate for like all of the big health stuff, they're already there. They're already in it. They are in the trenches on that front. What they need to do is understand where people need to start from and show them that gym bro experience at their level. And it's very easy to get people into it. Anyways, what I went to do is I kept my fat shirt, my fattest shirt, when I was at my heaviest. I kept one of my shirts that I wore, probably one of my nicer ones, realistically. I was at a point in my life where I was so fatally destroying my body. I was wearing an 8X shirt. An American 8X, not a Chinese 8X. This is a pretty decent quality shirt. Probably cost me way too much money. Probably as much as some people spend on four shirts. Probably because it's an 8XL and it's a lot of fabric. But I was wearing an 8XL in one part of my life. And I have always been larger in the waist than I have been on the upper body. You can imagine what my pants were if I was wearing an 8X shirt. I am and my weight loss on that avenue is only 2 years. I'm coming up on my 2-year anniversary. I started around the holidays 2 years ago. Uh, and I am down to currently a 3x on the cusp of entering the realm of a 2x. And this is based heavily on dietary changes, that self internal reflection, finding confidence within myself, finding an emotionally supportive group, finding people in my life already who are going to at least help give me that positive reinforcement. And there is so much searching and trying to figure out, and it is a war to fight to get yourself into the position to finally start making that headway. And you're never gonna see people better themselves by simply raw bullying them and making them feel terrible. But that is what 2 years of hard work and process has gotten me towards. And no joke, my original plan when I started all of this was, God, I just want to cut down to half my size. And now my new goal is, man, I want to wear just a basic large shirt. I mean, I'm a large guy. I'm still working out on the muscles and things, so I'm not weak anymore. I'm getting myself back up. But I want to see myself, look in a mirror and see myself in a large shirt. And that's the thing is, when you do this, you just have to, when you're talking about a lot of things and they say like, "Oh, you're moving the goalpost," that's usually a bad thing. When you're talking about, oh, whoa, whoops, I'll be right back, guys. I just knocked over a drink. Apologies, guys. I need to be a minute. I need to tackle this. I am unfortunately on carpeted ground. I didn't put it in here. Came into the house this way. And as much as I like coffee, I don't like it in my carpet. Alright, I got some pre-treatment down. Let me adjust how everything was set here so I don't have to run into that issue again. Alright, there we go. When I was a kid, the doctor recommended I gain weight. My metabolism is so weird that I couldn't gain weight though. Oddly enough, even though I'd say I'm probably 40 pounds heavier since then. Well, there's a lot of odd stuff tied to the battling of weight. Uh, one of the things I have talked about is my recent medical issues. And would you believe that the reason I am having internal organ issues is because of rapid weight loss? I have lost so much weight, and my doctors. God, I'm staring at the screen so long. I'm gonna push forward. Uh, my doctors actually said, as I'm going to visit them, "Oh, this is great. You're doing fantastic. Keep up the good work." And then I go to them and say, "Doc, I'm having a lot of trouble right now. There's pain in places that there shouldn't be pain. Muscle, I get. I'm losing a lot of weight. I'm used to carrying it. This is no longer. I know I should be reading this. Sorry. We're having a conversation here, guys. I hope you can forgive me." Uh. Anyways, they're positive reinforcement, and I go to them with all this issue, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, no, that's really not good. Let's check into it." And then they basically come around and say, so there's this thing that can happen with rapid weight loss, and basically you are causing absolute chaos on your internal organs, and you are uprooting the very foundation of how your body's supposed to work. You have a couple of organs that are on the cusp of failing. And so we need to address and deal with those issues as you go forward. Yeah, losing weight and working hard at doing so can actually have inverse problems even if you are maintaining all of the dietary requirements. I'm getting enough protein, I'm not taking in too many or too few raw calories for what someone should be at my age and activity level. I'm not short on any of my nutrients for my body, but because I am supplementing with a lifestyle that is not someone who is wearing 8X shirts, and the fat just started oozing off my body. That's a terrible way to word it, but you know. That they said, you're killing yourself now, and we didn't even know because they were so wrapped up on all the good news. Like Boogie got a surgery to lose weight. I remember Boogie. Boogie was big for a while. I have no idea what's going on with him right now, but... Also about not picking up on people being overweight thing. Not picking on people. My largest ex had the most beautiful face I've ever seen. I'll defend that to the death. Yeah, no, I used to date a lot of plus-size women as well. Even now that I've lost my weight, I still will go out on a date here and there with people much larger than myself because I'm trying to connect with the person within. And I have said this before, when I am going on a date with someone, I'm not looking for a one-time score. I've lived that life. I've been to college. I'm past that now. I'm looking for someone who wants to progress towards the next goal. I want someone who's looking for the family structure. And so that's what I look for in a potential partner these days. The outward beauty is meaningless to me now. I've been with enough people high enough on the rank that I can sit here and just say, it's a thing, you're gonna go through it. But when you're ready to settle down, you look for other things. And sometimes that's found with people who don't have a lot of what is considered the social outward beauty. Unfortunately, sometimes you also realize that to a certain degree, outward beauty can also reflect inward beauty. And a lot of people can put on a great face and end up as absolutely terrible people. Because humans are complicated and nothing is easy. Weight loss is healthy, but there are things that are unsafe about it too. People who pick on larger people don't seem to realize that. Yeah, it's not like just throwing off 300 pounds is just suddenly going to make their life better. You can, if it's done too rapidly or in a manner that is unhealthy, you can end up with serious problems. Had a surgery for weight loss. Apparently that gave him a rare type of cancer that might kill him in 10 years. It's a thing. You really need to... There needs to be a better way to go about this. Theo, welcome to the stream. I do not have a Charmander. I am still making my way through the game the first time. If you are definitely new to the stream, I am an individual who works full-time and streams at the moments that I am able to. And we're mostly here building a community, having some fun talks, and involved with each other. So... I am not in a position to be having a lot of... I think Charmander is something you get later on in the game. I have not come across one yet. But I am still working my way through the primary story. Do you want a Charmander? I would very much like the... I appreciate the offer, let me put it that way. But I am going through this game really trying to focus on all of the new, all of the what they're bringing to the game in terms of character design, Pokemon design, story development. I don't want to do a whole lot outside of sticking to some hardcore favorites of mine. I have an Arcanine on my team. But I really want to expose myself to the new Pokemon more And I'm not doing much with the outside online content until the very end, which, by the way, uh, I have 3 shiny Pokemon right now. When I finish with Scarlet and I move on to do a Nuzlocke in Violet, I am going to be giving away the shiny Pokemon that I've caught throughout the game. So if you want to stick around and at least see if you manage to score one of the shiny Pokemon when I finish up Scarlet, by all means, I have no stipulations as to who can receive it. Or a Miraidon. Again, Theo, I thank you very much for the offer, but I am going to turn those down for the moment, and I do have some friends who will be picking up Pokemon Violet around the holidays who are going to help me finish out my Pokedex. But thank you very much for the offer. I do absolutely appreciate it. Going back up to Richard's comment before I get back to the game. The same ex had the best personality of all my exes that you've had, and we both had similar interests, so that's definitely an automatic win. To clarify, we are still friends. I have maybe one ex that I would apply that to, that I still chat with from time to time. I try not to be someone that burns bridges, but what I will do is, I look at the bridges in life as drawbridges, and I can pull those up at any time that I choose. That doesn't mean I need to burn it down just because of a bad situation. What's your team? Theo, I will show you my team in a minute once I get past this cutscene. Ian, it's me. Gyasimo's star badge is now yours then. Yep, that'd be a thing. I see. With its boss out of the picture, the second squad is pretty much done for. Now, Gyasimo 2. Sorry, I've got a lot on my mind right now. So Operation Starfall. You've taken down all but 2 bases, so it's fair to say it's going well. This seems like a good time to let you know what you're ultimately aiming to achieve. Our final goal is to defeat the mastermind that first recruited the 5 squad bosses and created Team Star, the one they call Big Boss. Are we getting some Metal Gear Solid references in here? Who's Big Boss? Who knows? They control the 5 squad bosses from the shadows. That's all anyone can say. If we defeat this person and get them to declare the team disbanded, that'll be it for Team Star. Since the Big Boss never set up their own base and keeps their identity hidden, I take it they're not one for the spotlight. But once all the squad bosses are out of action, the Big Boss will finally have to take the stage. Now, about your reward. I'll transfer some LP over to your phone as promised. My biggest complaint about Scarlet is that the legendary has wheels, yet it runs when you ride it. Like, what is the point of the wheels then? Otherwise, I do like Koraidon though. I love the emotional, almost dog aspect of Koraidon. As someone who has kept large lizards, we have had a Savannah and a Nile monitor. We currently have the Nile monitor still at the house. The intelligence on large lizards and the personality is hilarious, and seeing that merge with an almost big dog aspect that we have with Koraidon makes it the most appealing legendary for me that we have seen in Pokemon in a very long time. Obviously, the legendaries are always a big deal, and we all have various ones that we love and adore. But something about the presentation of Koraidon in this is just, it's something special. And I will talk about the wheels in a little bit. Have your Pokemon learned strong moves so that they can continue to be of use to the operation? My supply unit rep should be with you soon. Hey there, Ian. That sounded like a pretty serious phone call. Oh, the big boy! I wasn't talking to you. Look at him, he's so friendly! I love him. And now he is just a big doggy with scales! Scales and feathers and fluff and fur. He's adorable. Look at him! Anyways, so, that mastermind you were talking about, Cassiopeia's mentioned them to me too. Team Star's founder, the person who's caused all kinds of misery at the Academy. If we don't take them down, I'll lose what I treasure most in the world. What do you mean? No, I just... that's right. You need your reward. Here, take it before I forget. Man, why is it that every time I hear the phrase "before I forget," I think I can't remember the band, but the song is "Before I Forget." It's a heavy rock song. It's a band I listen to a lot. What is it? It's not Slipknot, is it? Anyways, it's one of those big name bands, and I always think of that. And so hearing it come from someone who is depicted highly timid, and it just goes to absolute screaming in my head. It's a fun dichotomy that I don't think anybody's gonna get unless they're familiar with that band, or at least that song. All right, well, I'll be off then. Oh, and Ian, don't lose to those guys. Before I Forget is a song from Slipknot. Okay, there you go. It is what I was thinking. One of my favorite songs to play in Guitar Hero 3. Also, he's clearly licking the face and doesn't collide with the face. It's adorable. Yeah, it's a fault of unfortunate plan layouts. So you can see here my team layout. I have Richard because Gyarados is a big fan favorite and is a favorite of mine. Arcanine is named after one of our subscribers. So Ash is running around. Arcanine is my all-time favorite Pokemon, the Arcanine Growlithe. I put them at the exact same point. Do not ask me to pick a favorite between the two. It will not happen. Dem came in as Mabastiff, which is one of my favorite new designs. Mabastiff is top tier, goodest boy. And one of our story elements right now is the big thing I'm focusing on primarily because I need to save the new good boy. I went with the grass starter, not knowing what the final evolutions were entirely. I had a whole thing when I realized just what the actual design is, because the only thing I ever had spoiled for me was the still 2D sprite image, and I thought, oh, okay, that could be made to work. And I originally went down the line of the Thief approach and named him after Arsène Lupin. Arcana is another one of our subscribers, and because this is his all-time favorite Pokemon, and I wanted some ice coverage and a couple of fighting moves I think I have on Arcana, that's why he's in there right now. And Houndstone is another new design that I have fallen in love with. I've actually cycled out throughout the process of playing several new Pokemon designs as we go our way through, even having to forego some of my all-time favorites just because I really want to see what the new Pokemon bring to the table. Alright, anyways, we are going to head this way for the destination, because right now, like I said, primary focus is saving the good boy. Oh, and I said I was going to talk about the wheels. Is it down here? It's got to be down here. If you look at it, the back wheel is the tail coiled up, which might actually be a weight distribution thing. Like, if you think about an actual design of a Pokemon meant to be sprinting and full run, the distribution of their weight is going to be a big deal. It could be that the tail has so much weight that if it's fully extended like many other sprinters, it actually becomes back heavy. I'm not saying this is a guarantee, but I'm trying to give some explanations as to why Koraidon might function the way that it does. Pick up my points here. And then if you look at the front, lizards quite often will have a frill under their neck that they can flare up. Usually it's meant to be as a showpiece. Here it is, you know, for mate attracting or even to intimidate predators. I'd imagine Koraidon doesn't have a lot of predators, and of course the design is just for the show to thematically keep it with a bike, but in terms of a big lizard, there is a fundamental design reason for it to exist. So I don't mind the wheels that aren't wheels, given what I just gave as the explanation. I find them fun, flavorful design choices that aren't without some theoretical reasoning behind it. Rototototo. Hey, Ian. Apparently this desert is home to the quaking Earth Titan. Speaking of which, the ground here's been shaking off and on, and it's making me feel a bit sick. Sorry, I'm gonna just sit down for a little while before I get back to that Titan hunting thing. No worries, Arvin. I got this. Your boy Ian is on the case. I also want to grab a few of these shiny items on the way. That's a good one. Big money on a star piece. Some lemonades, essentially getting some potions. I have also had some of the new ancient and future designs spoiled for me. Is it Gardevoir or Gallade one is one that has been spoiled for me. But also the, what is it? Is it Donphan? The Donphan one I've also seen now. A lot of the other ones I'm still completely in the dark on. I have been doing fairly good at keeping myself... Oh yeah, speaking of. At keeping myself well in the dark around it. Hold up, probably not the best one to lead into this with. Let's send Richard out first. Much better choice. Do I just get in there with you? I gotta get really up in there with him to trigger the event. Dunfand! Rototototo. Hello, this is Professor Sada. Mommy Sada! Great Tusk is a Pokemon that came from the Great Crater of Paldea. I ask that you do whatever is needed to subdue it for me. With all due caution, of course. Wait, this isn't the Titan? Oh. I might be in a position I didn't think I would find myself in. Never mind, I'm absolutely crushing it and I have very little to worry about. I thought I was here at some higher level boss than I expected to be at. Instead, Richard comes in here and just puts the beat down on a creature multitude tiers bigger than it. Sed Sindas Essen und Winsender Jäger. Is that the opening phrase from Attack on Titan? Wait. Okay, hold up. My brain kick-started and realized what you were doing there. I admit my shortcomings and failures as the weeb. Titan Pokemon, Titan Song, absolutely. Yep, I have failed in my duties to deliver the weebitude we have all come to know and love. Also, it's German, and I don't speak German very well, despite having a German friend who is very, very upfront about his heritage and loves all of the language, the culture, the food. Brings it up quite often. Also, the beer. He will not shut up about the beer. So, I am familiar with the Germans to an extent. Not not able to understand anything of what you said other than it exists within the realm of anime and Jaeger means hunter. Wait, that's the Quaking Earth Titan? Is that thing even a Pokemon? It must be trying to get pumped up with that little snack. Time to show that thing what you and me can do, Ian. Holy shit, it went full-blown Super Saiyan. I'm glad we're dropping that attack a bit. Alright. Well, we know what we have to do first. Alvin? Look, it's mandatory now. I've made the joke before. Now it just is what it is. Alright, there we go. Now that we have been more harmed than... We have done more harm than good, we can start the actual battle. I was hoping you would attack him. Look, at this point, I'm all in. I'm dedicated to the joke. I failed in my duties last time, and I will not repeat that mistake. All we do around here is take names and kick ass. Sometimes we even kick our own ass. Thank you for the confusion status, game. There we go, we're getting real low. Another rapid... Richard just comes in here and is just bodying absolute titanic beings. Like, it wasn't even a challenge. No strategy, no trying to figure anything out. You just come in here and be the bigger man in the playground. Worth mentioning, my brother told you he can battle the Titans again, and when you do, ooh, you can capture them. Told me to save before this one though, because supposedly that's the only chance you get. Well, that's good to know. I like the sound of that. You don't have to go about necessarily obscure systems to try and catch them later. You can just go battle them. Yes! Nice going, buddy. I am never going to have you call me little buddy, Arvin. That is the most demeaning bullshit. Buddy, we're going to stop it there. What even was that thing, though? Kind of feel like maybe I've seen it before somewhere. Wasn't it like an outline in one of the first entries of the book that we saw? Anyway, I bet if we head inside here, we'll find more of that herba mystica it was eating. Let's give the place a once-over before that thing decides to come back. Arvin, I'm going to have you go through. Guys, you're going to have to read this on your own. I'm going to need to hydrate right now. I'm feeling my voice start to go. Sorry about that for a couple of lines there. Yes! Found it! Here's our little herb. The sour herba mystica. Now, sour is a flavor I can get behind. Unless you're making like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, though, I'm not sure how good sour will fare in a sandwich setup. But sour is one of my favorite flavor profiles. You've probably seen those like Japanese plums. People say that they're either incredibly salty or incredibly sour. When I tasted them, I got salty. But a lot of people love them for the sour aspect that sometimes they get from that. I got more salty than sour, so it wasn't so much my jam. But I will test myself with probably unhealthy degrees of salty, or not salty, of sour foods. Now then, let's see what this book has to say. Alright, the sour herba mystica is chocked full of nutrients, as with all of them. Good for boosting your health. It says here it works wonders whether you're tired physically or... Ooh, this will be a good one for our boy! Mabostiff, come on! No time to waste. Let's get some food going. The most obscurely sounding sandwich making noises in the background. Sorry for the wait. Here's a super healthy sandwich that'll perk you right up once you eat it. Plus, as a token of our friendship, here's another Titan badge. Gaze upon it in awe as you eat. Yeah, see, sour I get. Sour I understand. The last one, man, the bitter sandwich... Not feeling that one as much. Am I seeing lettuce on that sandwich? I'm not seeing lettuce on a sour sandwich, right? Like maybe that's some guacamole or something? It's not lettuce. I guess if you play it real gently, you can do sour with lettuce, like with lemon. Citrus plays well with a lot of greens. But you really can't lean too heavily in that avenue once you do. Koraidon, out of all possible sandwiches, this is the one I want the most. But Arvin has figured out what's going on, so he's got our backs on this. At least he had before. Nice and slow, man. Take it easy. Whoa, would you look at that? Seems like someone's got a proper appetite now. Meanwhile, he's just like, oh, I'm gonna take your hand off with it. Oh, the big energy. Alright, we can start gliding, which I have seen a lot of people make a lot of fun clips out of the gliding mechanics. Seems like that fellow is also slowly regaining its original strength. Still doesn't look like it's anywhere close to returning to its battle form. Seems healthy enough physically. Maybe it's got some sort of mental block that's preventing it from returning to its true form. Like... I've read about it in books before. A mental scar, like psychological trauma. Maybe it was all of the abuse you gave it. Like, you were pretty verbally abusive the first time we met you, man. A mental scar, like psychological trauma, you know? I think that's what you call it. Maybe it had a terrifying experience in battle, so now it's scared to battle at all. Well, don't worry. I'm sure both that brute and Mabostiff will make a full recovery eventually. So, how you feel, Mabostiff? How's that Herba Mystica working? Nope, no pressure. Not like it's fair to expect every kind of Herba Mystica to have some huge effect, right? And it's not like the effect has to be immediate either. Oh, but he's vocal. We can hear it. Don't worry. Ian and I are going to make sure you're right as rain. We've got one more herb to go, and I bet it's the best of them all. It's gotta be. Alright, Ian. To the next stop on our herb hunt. Should be the last. But we can't lose steam until we're done. Let's keep up our momentum. Alright, here we go! And he looks like he's trying so much. We're not seeing a huge improvement like we have before, but he's really trying. Does he just put half a sandwich in his pocket? Dem! Where have you been, man? Video game pockets are their own, like, universe. Not only that, who hasn't pocketed a sandwich before? It's kind of the thing you do when you're like 4 years old. But it's a thing that everyone's done before, right? I'm not the only one. Hello, Ian. This is Sada. Hello, Mommy Sada. I detect that Koraidon has regained more of its original power. After it has jumped into the air, you should try pressing the B button again. It should glide now. You must continue helping Koraidon recover. Okay, that one was real short. Mommy Sada, are you mad at me? What kind of poo beetle is this? That's exactly what it is. It's a poo beetle. A reller. I suspect this is gonna hurt a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back here with some weaker Pokemon in order to catch some of these. We're a little muscly for the area. Oh, you're one of the fairy things. It was hard to tell because of the unfortunate limitation we can find in the map. Ooh! We can find some fun stuff in this desert area. Alright, but the next main goal is out this way. And although this is in the ice, this is probably the easiest way to access it. So we're going to fly here. Hopefully heal up. If I have to use a potion, I will. I don't know if there's a Pokemon Center here. Alright, no Pokemon Center, so we will item up for the healing. Never mind. The sandwiches we ate must have done the job for us. Ooh, wait. Almost missed that. Do I hold it or do I press it? Alright, a single press seems to be able to trigger it. Man, we can fly all the way there now. Now the question is, do we do the logical thing and drop into the water? Or do we just go full tilt and smash right into the land and see if Koraidon's capable to take that impact? Yo, hold up, we're dropping fast. Okay, the glide is very limited. We were just told you're hitting the water, you're not going to the land. Little Dratini. What do we got over here? What's the big one? Okay, yeah, I don't need to fight you, so I'm not going to. What? Sushi! Yeah, I know a lot of things eat. What is... Why is... Alright, Tatsugiri, we're gonna hit you with the Ice Fang. I love these little... I think they're part dragon, even. I have grown to really like the idea of these guys. They're supposed to be like a fish-looking thing that flying Pokemon would look at and be like, yo, that's a tasty snack just waiting to be in me. And... Almost sounds like I'm at the club or something. That's a tasty snack just waiting to be in me. And then they actually turn on whatever's trying to eat them and just goes full carnivore. And it's hilarious. Why are so many of these just locked into the land? Alright, I remember hearing something about the phone call that we had that led into me accidentally being here when I shouldn't be. Or rather triggering it when I shouldn't have. And I think I was supposed to be here at night. I might be wrong on that. Another option would be fighting all of these things. Which, can we do that without having to talk to all of them? No. Alright, so I'm gonna have to... I'm gonna try clearing this island out and see if that's the trigger point. Should probably switch over to something with like an electric attack, though. Which, by the way, I think is a job for them. Although a critical hit will do the job just fine. Alright, I could throw Lupin out front. The grass types would be fun. But we're going to start with Dem. And we're going to rely on that Thunder Fang and see if that doesn't clear him out more consistently in one shot. I'll switch over if I have to. Yo, the Thunder Fang doesn't do it. I thought it would. They're not pure Dragon type, because if they were, the Ice Fang would have been super effective. Maybe I have the typing wrong? Alright, so let's swap over to Lupin and see if he does it any faster. Because I just want to punch through these guys pretty fast. And even then, a stab grass move with guaranteed critical hit might be a way to get around it. Yep, that's gonna clear things out fairly well. I just don't know how many of these things I have to fight. And we see another one over there glowing. So I guess I'll fight the glowing one again next. Maybe I have to fight a bunch of them on the land and then fight the specific glowing ones when they spawn in. I have a lot of questions about triggering this one, but at least so far it's not blindingly crazy. This isn't... Hold up. What is... Okay, I couldn't grab it normally, so I had to go about it that way. It said go back up. I don't know what it wants from me for that. It's near the end of the island you're on. Alright, thank you for that. Well, you look like a big one. I'll fight this one while I'm here, but maybe it's the other? Okay, never mind! Dondozo, the false dragon titan. You don't even look that big compared to the other Dodonzos or whatever that are out in the water that I fought. Although that body slam would hurt like crazy. Alright, now we gotta trigger it running away. It doesn't look that big compared to the other ones you can find in the water. So, they say it's the false dragon titan. Maybe there will be an even bigger one yet to be seen. Alright, I want to back out of the menu. I don't want to lose track of it in my peripheral vision, because it is the primary focus of... Woo! Dragonair. I already have a Dragonair, but I like you a Dragonair. Alright, big guy. I'm pretty sure it's you still. I don't think you went too far out of the way. Never mind, you totally went too far out of the way. Oh god, I have to find the other one now. It got away from me. It took forever for me to find that one out. My brother gave me the instructions, but I didn't quite get what he meant. Alright, we'll crack a Shadow Claw. But you can see that even the other one wasn't a whole lot bigger. Like, the Titan Pokemon so far has been, like, monumentally different from their primary forms. That one almost looked fairly basic, even. Oh, I was gonna send you out, but you don't swim here. My bad. That was a mistake. I gotta keep my eye out for shiny Pokemon on the water, as well as... Oh, I thought that was a Staryu for a second. I was getting really excited. As well as finding out where this guy's located. Alright, an Azurill? I think that one is. Nothing special with you guys. You're not nearly sizably different enough. It was circling this island, so I'm using that to my understanding. Oh, oh, wow, we are going crazy on the water. Maybe I'll get a little bit better view and a little more control if I try to run along the actual landmass. Oh, I bet it dove down. I'm looking at the minimap now. I bet what it did is it dove down, found a... No? No, am I just an idiot? I might just be an idiot. Give me a second, guys. It's got to be something good up here, right? Not really. Bit of a waste of time. Okay, so it's probably down here where we saw this guy again. Yep, I realized what was going on, and I was just a bit of an idiot. Also, that thing totally just bitch slapped us with its tail and threw us into that mountainside. There's no way that's not supposed to be my takeaway. Ian, did you find the Titan? Guys, I literally just said I'm an idiot, but I just put two and two together. That thing is, in many ways, larger than the other ones floating around, but not to a weird scale. I literally said, when I walked up to that little tiny dragon-looking guy, I said when I walked up to it, You're a lot bigger than the others. You are quite literally not a Titan, as we have understood the concept of Titans, but you are absolutely a big, burly version of that Pokemon, and it was to the degree of absolutely noticing it when I saw it. The game just juked me. It threw me a curveball. I absolutely fell for it. I saw it. And I commented on it, and I still fell for the obvious bait and switch. And that's the Pokemon we just saw go into the Herba Mystica to be like, yo, get the hell off of my turf. I'm about to put some hurt down on some nosy trainers. Arvin, you're focusing on the wrong guy. The little sushi guy got eaten up by the big Titan. Eesh, I didn't expect to see the food chain in action today. And we're still gonna be getting scammed on this. Wait, is it because that thing ate the Herba Mystica, and then you ate it, you're getting the buff from it, despite the fact that you haven't digested anything? Gotta fight the Greedent. The food chain's got me pretty fascinated. I'm gonna dig in and make a meal out of that. Order up and it's throwing us some food. I like that. Alright. One more slap on Greedent should be enough. Again, at this point, we're in it for the long haul. This is the path we have chosen. Is Order Up kind of like the move Present, and it might even have the chance to heal something? Maybe if you use it on an ally Pokemon, it heals them rather than damages them. And then, of course, the Aqua Tail. Lupin is going to take that a lot better than we would. I'm calling it right now. We're going to go right into a Stage 2 boss fight. We did it, Ian. Now that the Titan's taken care of, next up on the menu is that Herba Mystica. Huh? Whoa, the little sushi guy escaped without becoming that thing's lunch. Titan! What? Does that thing want to fight too? This was the real Titan all along. I saw it, it just took me way longer than it really ever should have. We're gonna hone claws and see if we can get 2 of those. And then we're gonna slap Arven's Pokemon down. Yeah, the muddy water. Okay, actually, we don't have to take that. We can go right in and take Arven out right now. No! It never misses and it's always a critical hit, so I can take the Hone Claws and get the buff for fighting Tatsugiri. I wanted to double check the accuracy before I saw just how bad the loss was going to hurt me. I forgot that it was an auto hit. Also, Richard, I see the part where you did mention that the Titan is the one that I go to. No! I was reading chat and I missed my chance to take out Arven. It's okay, we took him out in the first wave and we let him take the beating in the second. We still did the antagonist move where we used him for everything he was worth. Arven, I'm sorry I failed you. I was supposed to take out your Pokemon. Nice job, Ian. That's my hard-working buddy. Maybe the Titan was both of those Pokemon together, like some kind of combo meal. Nope, Arven, it was entirely the other one. That little one came out of here, which means there should be an Herba Mystica inside. Let's go. That's gotta be it. Alright, which one have we done? We've done... I think we've done salty. I think we've done sweet. We've done sour. We've done bitter. It's not going to be like the umami herba. Okay, spicy. Okay, that's what I was forgetting. Have you guys heard of the other flavor profile though? The flavor of umami, which is what is often referred to in a lot of like aged foods. It is still considered its own primary palate flavor, even though it quite often plays into other palate flavors. I believe it is a term coined in the Japanese culinary world, and is actually meant to portray like a raw flavor sensation rather than playing off of any of the other 5 primary flavor profiles. They should add a character to the anime and make them always get confused, and even if it's not Ash's Pokemon, just something to play off of that, because that'd be a fun mechanic. And if there was a Pokemon that got stronger when it was hit by an ally, that would be a great way to make use of that. So it seems that the spicy Herba Mystica helps with circulation and helps you flush out all bad toxins, along with a ton of sweat. I have never eaten spicy foods and started sweating more than just like the most minor amount. But I have seen people eat like spicy wings and they just look like they got out of the shower. Like they will start sweating that bad. But I've mentioned before, I am crippled by my diet due to medical reasons right now, because I am a man that likes some good spicy food. All right, you know what's next, man? It's chow time. more crazy anime sandwich making noises, I would suggest you go watch Food Wars if you want to know what crazy sandwich making noises can sound like. Alright, here we go. Trusty Arvin's chock block full of cheer final herb super sandwich. Squeeze this badge tight and cry beautiful tears of friendship. Says, I'm not gonna cry anything, and we're gonna eat spicy foods, and then I'm gonna wipe the tears away, and then I'm gonna be in incredible pain for a good 20 to 30 minutes. Now that looks like some good heat on your sandwich. Enough to be emanating in the visual aspects of a taken photograph. That's gonna taste good. Give it right to him, and please tell me he like breathes fire or something. Give us a goofy moment here. Don't just be a basic chomp, 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 we're done. Yeah? Okay, now climbing up vertical surfaces I have seen is a great way to make use of some unique mechanics in the game to grind resources, money, and experience. I've seen a clip of people doing things like that. You climb up a certain area, and the the Pokemon you send out will still clear the area. You don't have to worry about anything trying to come at you, and wild Pokemon will still even spawn in. So, I've seen people use it for that. I've also seen people get some very funny glitches using the wall climbing. Well, I guess it's Mabostif's turn then. Come on out, big guy. Fingers crossed. This is the last Herba Mystica. There could very well be another layer to this. And I'm starting to think, given the result we got from our last Herba Mystica, there is going to be another layer to this. So I don't know if we'll be saving the doggo this session, but we will have done the most we can do without triggering that final phase. But fingers crossed. Let's see some energy in that big boy. Come on. It's going to make you better, I promise. Ian and I, we really did our best to get this for you. We're gonna play with your favorite ball as much as you want. Just like we used to. God, this hurts! I said it the first time that we were experienced to just the scenario laying out. The game is going to use the emotional thread, and it's gonna hurt me with it. You put a good boy in the game, and I'm just supposed to expect that you're not going to hurt me? The dog would be okay now if you gave him the whole sandwich. I think the implementation is that it's given in sections. Mabostif? You did your best, bud. What if we use all of them in one sandwich? It's the last thing we've got. Give him the full flavor. No. Yes? No? Yes? What are you doing to me, game? Oh, he's walking. He's back. Oh, look at him go. God, he's adorable. I'm actually tearing up a little bit. Don't play with the emotional dogginess. Just have the moment. Yeah. That's about what it should have been. Just gotta sit there and soak in the good moment. I was really worried they were going to be like, there's one more layer to all of this. But he is up, he is walking, he's got that fire in his eyes. He is back. The good boy is back. I wish I was joking, but I have a tear in my eye. I literally had to pull my shirt up and wipe away a tear on my left eye. Was just that one single tear that kind of gets in when you feel your heart play off, but that was a good moment. And they really let Arvin play into the emotional aspect of it. And the delayed gratification, it was good. It was a great scene, and it gave me what I wanted. And to see the main character react the way he did with Koraidon, it's just like, we did good. Despite my comment of us being the asshole part of the trainer situation here, we're kind of like the asshole in an anime that's like the rival character. You're an asshole, but you're gonna put it in and make the effort something positive out of all of it. And we just let the moment shine for what it was. Hello, Mommy Sada. Hello, Ian. This is Sada. Wait, what? It seems that Koraidon has regained all of its powers, except for the power to battle. It should now be able to climb up any vertical surface it grabs onto while you're riding upon it. I knew you were the right one to entrust to it, Ian. Listen to you, like you had anything to do with it. I'm Voice. Arvin? Arvin, are you there? I've been searching so long for a way to reach you. Because... well, honestly, because no one else can get into my lab but you. Excuse me? Please take Ian back to the lighthouse with you. To the lab on Paco Path. I will reach out once more when you arrive there. Bye, Mommy Sada. Big woof energy. You can even see the change in color in his eyes when you see the spark of life come back. I guess you already know. I don't know what they did for it. I'm not paying close enough attention, but it's just enjoyable. Well, that's my mom. Always buried under her work, off pursuing her own research. Never at home with me. Yep, parental troubles I think we can all relate to. That's the first time I've heard her voice in years, you know. In years? Holy shit! And now that, the first thing I get is to be treated like some kind of errand boy? She is seriously unbelievable. But, I'm guessing you and Koraidon probably want to go, eh? Not gonna lie, I feel like my blood is boiling. But... sure, fine, I'll get you into the lab. What else can I do? The lab is off Paco Path, the lighthouse where you and I first met. Come on, let's get moving before I change my mind. Oh, look at him! Big smiles, all the happy energy. Yeah? Mom, where have you been all this time? We still don't know. Even when we first got introduced to her, it was just like through a phone call on a bigger screen. Alright, let's see this through. Okay, there's the lighthouse down in the bottom right. Or almost bottom middle. I think this is the last thing I'm going to make as a primary thing right now. So let's go see Mommy Sada. Oh, I guess I can't fly there? There we go, fly here. I just had to move a little bit off to the right and re-trigger the auto focus for the cursor. Alright, let's make sure we're all healed up. Everything looks good. No shiny Pokemon in the immediate vicinity, so I'm good to push forward. Is it up the lighthouse, or was it down back on the ground level? Well, there ain't shit up here up on the lighthouse, so I guess it must have been down on the ground level. Whoops. Alright, now I'm gonna do the cursory check for a shiny again. I don't see anything. Oh, okay, off to the left side of the lighthouse. I forgot that was a door and not just some decorative window thing. Seriously? You beat me here even? Well, this is the lab. I used to come here to play all the time when I was a kid. It's the closest I could get to my mother. There'd better be a good reason for calling us here like this. Sorry, I'm still rehydrating after all the talking. Well, let's find out. Everyone always says she's some kind of genius. Absolutely brilliant as a Pokemon professor. My mom, that is. But let me tell you, as a parent, she's the worst. God, this is hitting a little close. Man, I gotta say, if growing up you didn't clash with your parents, I almost question how you were brought up. Because it almost seems like when you reach adulthood and you look back on it, especially in the light of loss, some of the things that made you the most angry growing up, when you think back on them, you see them in a very different light. Especially after you've dealt with kids in your life for a certain amount of time. It will really change your perspective, even if growing up you thought you were clashing with on like a scale of great war with your parents. All she ever does is work. She never comes home. I don't have a single memory of her ever even playing with me. Me, her own child. Now this is some heavy stuff, though. I very much think that there is a need for good family dynamics, especially in kids growing up. And I work in a field where I see that not being fulfilled a lot. And this is already like a heavy topic that the game's getting into, but seeing some of the stuff I've seen, this weighs heavy. And I have seen the kind of damaging decisions that missing out on those things can lead people down a path towards. I just want to get this over with. Go on, get in there. Pokemon games don't usually get me to cry. This one managed it more than a few times. And the thing is it doesn't always these moments are playing off of such different emotional energies. Well, we're in here, and Mommy Sada still is nowhere to be seen. Also, this is a very well laid out cutscene. One of the better ones this game has pulled off. I need your help. Okay. Anything for you, Mommy Sada. I'm currently at the deepest point of Area Zero, in the great crater of Paldea. I have been researching the unique Pokemon here for a very long time. I'm asking the two of you to lend a hand to help carry out the final step of the great Professor Sada's glorious research. Will I get credited? Can this go? I have done almost nothing at school. I went there and took like 3 courses. Can I get like some credit towards the schoolwork? Because I'm falling way behind, Sada. The final step? I love how she's Professor Sada, and Professor is a word that doesn't even exist right now. It's Sada on a first name basis or Mommy Sada because look, we've gotten into this before. I have very, very distinct tastes, and she ticks a lot of the boxes. But there is something we need first. Something that can be found within the lab. We need the Scarlet book. Tripped over that one pretty bad. Wait. Do you mean this book? Ah. So you took it from the lab, did you, Arvin? This expert... I love how she's not even mad about it. First of all, if a kid takes an interest in one of your research books and is, like, diving into it, in my opinion, don't challenge that, you know? You might have to put some ground rules based on, like, the price of some of the books and things about it. But nurture that, man. Let it be a spark of growth for the kids. Even though he had his own reasons for it, right? This is a great way to just be like, yo, Arvin, go down the path. Bring the Scarlet Book to the deepest depths of Area Zero. I promise that it will be an experience worth treasuring if you come. I must note, however, that Area Zero is both home to vicious Pokemon and outfitted with powerful cybernetic security systems. It seems to me that you might struggle if the two of you were to enter alone. We need Nimona! We need a third person! We need to strengthen our team dynamic! And Nimona, perfect person to bring into this, right? You may take the time to gather some reliable allies before you come, if you feel the need. Look, Mommy Sada, I could probably go in myself if I wanted to, but if there's a way I can bring Nimona into this too, I want to do that. Also, we have Cassiopeia, or whatever her name is, that might or might not become a thing, even if it ends up just as a support unit. Kind of like, what was her name? Futaba from Persona 5? Who was a actual legit party member, but never actually directly engaged on the party front dynamic. Rather taking the support role. Area Zero. Man. That place is bad news. It was down in Area Zero that... Oh! Oh, that ain't good. That's opening some big wounds that only just started getting closure. It was down in Area Zero that Mabastiff got wounded in the first place. Down in the great crater of Paldea. In all honesty, I'd be perfectly happy to never see that place again. Arvin, man, I get it. Are you gonna go? Of course I'm gonna go. Mommy Sada needs me, and I need Mommy Sada. I suppose she did ask. And I can't just stand by and watch while a friend heads off into danger on his own. So I guess I'm going to... Arvin, I think the days of me beating your Pokemon are about to come to an end. I'm liking the turnaround. Besides, I'd love to give Mom a piece of my mind. Alright then, Ian. Outside. We're gonna have a battle to see if we're really ready to head into Area Zero or not. Mostly to see if I'm ready or not. Let's go. Alright, I imagine Mabastiff is gonna be like his ace if he even uses it. So I'm going to lead with my own Mabastiff. And we're going to end with something that's going to be a little bit more favorable for that matchup. Alright, we got any fun things around here in Mamisada's lab? Not really. Is that a dog? Wait. That looks like a dog bed. Clearly too small for Mabastiff. But the puppy form of Mabastiff, I can't think of the name right now, would absolutely fit in there curled up sleeping. I bet that's why that's there. Clearly couldn't be for Koraidon, which I think must have come from her lab given what little information Arven has given us. Alright, still don't see a shiny off in the distance, so we'll trigger the fight. Alright, you ready for a battle, Ian? I mean, sorta. Excellent. You're ready to go too, right, Mabastiff? Oh, look at him. He is feeling so good, he's ready to get right back into it. Wait, you sure about this? Okay, yeah, I can see why you'd be worried. But my buddy here's bursting with energy. You'd never know he was so weak just a little while ago. Won't leave me alone, always whining at me, wanting to battle you and your Pokemon. It's been so long I nearly forgot, but he always did love to battle. Even if we always lost to that student council girl. The battle fanatic one. Anyway, my point there is no need to worry. We're a brand new Arven and Mabastiff, and we're feeling audacious? Or maybe herbaceous. Let me give you a taste of what we can do. Okay, I guess if he's starting with Mabastiff, we're having a Mabastiff versus Mabastiff fight. Okay, it's not just Mabastiff. We're going to fight the Pokemon that we have partnered with up to this point. The Pokemon that I met during our hunt for the Herba Mystica are all stars. Every one of them. I mean, we'll see how much weight that carries. Yo, hold up. This is a legit fight. He ain't playing. These levels are pretty close. All of a sudden, things got real. Things got real quick. And all the Pokemon you had that I didn't make faint, I'm about to. So we're going to make good on our process either way. Garganackle? I don't remember what the hell a Garganackle is. Alright, I don't know what it is, so we're going to swap in with one of our strongest players. Garganackle just sounds really weird. Wait, is this the salty boy? Yes, it is. We getting some Minecraft Golem work up in here? I looked at the name and I saw the NaCl at the end and I was like, okay, yeah, I know where this has to be going then. For those that might not know, I believe NaCl is sodium chloride, which is the base component of, I think, salt. There's a lot about salt that gets into the oddities of things, the ionizations and so on. Alright, Scovillian. This is going to be one for Richard to come in on. Also, there's something about water with ionized and deionized. And I have heard that one of those water types is actually very not good for people to drink. And I think it's deionized water. Because when it comes in contact with your skin, it like pulls the ions from your body or something. I don't know a whole lot about it. There's a lot that plays into that I admit I am not the smartest about. But there's some fun chemistry to be at play there. And then we froze the Scovillian. Now we're just going to go in for the hard crunch and shatter that ice around it. Alright, Toadscruel was poison and something else. Let's swap into Arcana and see what the typing plays out like. Water is water to me. Yeah, a lot of the drinking water that you're going to get is no problem. But there is actually like a serious issue if you drink deionized water. I think it's deionized water. I withhold the right to be wrong about that. But there is something that is like, you probably shouldn't drink it. And it's not something that you're going to likely find commonly, like just out and about. You're not going to find a stream of deionized water. It's something that I think has to be done under very specific circumstances. As such, probably lab made quite often. Alright, Arcana, we need you to wake up. Okay. You know what? Let me just. Maybe we got. Yeah. Let's pop a full restore. We'll wake up and we'll heal. But yeah, when you get into chemistry, there is a lot of ways you can adjust things to make some very different circumstances from what might be otherwise harmless. So, you gotta be very careful when you're messing with chemistry. Both in terms of, like, actual chemicals and so on, as well as, like, the chemistry of dating. is where I'll take that as the weird way. Alright, we're coming into Cloyster, and I know Cloyster is water. It might even be pure water. So we're gonna swap back into Dem for the Thunderfang strap. For all I know, Cloyster over the years might have gotten another typing. That's happened with a lot of Pokemon, primarily as new typings come about. The resulting common ones being type integration of like Dark Steel and Fairy. I don't know if there's any that gained a second typing that didn't have it originally. Outside of that aren't also new forms or new evolutionary trees. Alright, you want to play that? We're just going to go for the big crunch. Crack that shell. Dem's eating good tonight. Just ate an entire oyster. An oyster the size of himself. Alright, we're gonna go with my good boy versus his good boy. It's not Mabistiff versus Mabistiff. We're taking some differences on the Pokemon of choice, but the same process. Alright. Let's terrestrialize. Gain the boost for the Fire Fang. So now we can come in swinging with maximum strength. I also think Arcana would not be a terrible one to go with, because I think the type coverage would work in our favor. Can't remember if it still has a fighting type move, but at one point I had it knowing a fighting type move. I think? Man. I can't remember what I had for my full team setup at this point. Alright, the crunch is going to be no joke. Mavistic has a lot of power in its jaws. Yeah, we're actually at a disadvantage. I had a whole Domino's pizza last night. Half of one for lunch and having a store-bought pizza for dinner. Well, you're certainly not missing out on good flavors. I mean, who's gonna say no to a pizza? All the same, man, I hope you're not gonna be paying for that later on the digestive run. Man, we're pretty... This is a close run. I'm not using an item. I think Ash can take the win here. There we go. I don't know what a low roll on that bite would have looked like, so I was confident that we'd be pretty good. It would have taken a very substantially low roll. But I wasn't putting my chance at 100%. Man, we were so close, Mavistiff. So close. But Ian? Yeah, thanks, man. Well, at least now whatever injuries he's got are going to be well within the realm of being healed at a Poke Center. Dang. This is the strength of someone who could take down those Titan Pokemon, huh? Don't sell yourself short, Arvin. You were there, too. You didn't do a whole lot, but you were there. That counts for something. Yeah, much as I hate to admit it, I do think we're going to need some more support. The Pokemon in Area 0 are super strong. And there are all sorts of weird machines there, too. Are we going to have to fight machines? Because I'm down for that. I'd say we need at least 2 more people. Somebody with some champion rank level skills, and I literally called them out when we were in the... I mean, it was fairly obvious, but I wasn't certain if maybe they'd let me do it without the support. Either way, I knew I was going to go get Nimona. Nimona? Oh, the student council girl? Yeah... I mean, she'd be perfect for the job, but man, I doubt she'd give us any time of the day. Unless someone was on her level. As in champion rank level, wink wink, hint hint, nudge nudge. But, well, we've got to do what we've got to do. Whoever you think could be a help, just try getting in good with them. Look, Nimona and I are already practically, like, attached at the hip. It's an attachment at the hip where we're both constantly swinging at each other. But it's a very unique relationship. Dem is like me. I usually have 4 slices of pizza in one meal if I have pizza. Not always in one day, but a couple of times. Not always the whole thing in one day, but a couple... Oh, okay, yeah. Now, when I cook a pizza, it's something I'll make at lunch, and I'll eat it at lunch, and then I'll eat it again at dinner, and then there's always a possibility that I might have a slice or 2 left over, and I have to put those in the fridge. Unless, of course, I have someone over, and then, like, the pizza gets eaten in one sitting, because For whatever reason, the restraints come off and I just eat. We'll see if we can get a team together. Get into... Wow, I'm like having a serious dyslexia moment. We'll see if we can't get a team together. Get in touch if you make progress. I'll do the same. Nah, if I have a pizza, I'm eating the whole thing. Never have anything like fries with it. Oh, absolutely. Anything that is going to be even more filling on top of what pizza already is, that could be a pain. Alright, so we just finished the Path of the Titans. If we take a look at the map, we have some gems left. I have gotten towards... Where is it? Where are you? Okay, I have not come towards this area yet. This is what I'm excited to do because I actually like the design of the character a lot, and I'm curious to see what she's going to be like as a character for a boss fight. So I'm excited to do that one. And I think I have a clear shot to it, but I have gotten near the near both of these already. Not close enough to trigger any events, but you can see I've even been to the Poke Center here. So those are probably going to be the next big ones to tackle. So yeah, I'm probably going to do a bounce back between the right and the left side and finish with this fairy area up top here. That is fairy, right? Yeah, it is. So I think that's what I'm going to do going forward. In the meantime, like I do usually, probably do some grinding and some catching off screen, because it's not like I'm not going to play the game, but, you know, I've got to find a decent chunk of time to sit down and do a live stream. Anyways, thank you so much, everybody, for stopping in. Hope to see you next time. Have a good one. And, Dem, I hope you still have a couple of people, couple of teams in the World Cup going forward, assuming that's still going on. Anyways, hope to see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye.